welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome in to a hybrid version of CHGO Bets Daily. Cody's at home. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I'm Sean Anderson here live in Studio A. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Lawrence Benedetto is producing us today.
Yo.
How close are we to 24,000 subscribers? We're close-ish, right? I was watching the Blackhawks show, and I think we had a Bears show, so we're probably under 50 at this point, getting to 24,000. So if you are watching live on YouTube, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We're already up to 5 likes, Cody, so there you go. How you doing?
Let's go. I'm great now knowing that we have 5 likes already on the bet show. Let's go. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. Feeling good about my bets tonight. I'm looking to rebound a little bit from yesterday. Had a good. I won a parlay yesterday, Sean.
Ooh.
And I had Bengals plus 5.5.
Okay.
And I took the Jamar Chase boost that DraftKings gave us.
Very nice.
On the touchdown.
Did you put the full 5-0 on it?
I did not. No, okay. I didn't have those kinds of. I didn't
either.
Cojones.
I didn't either.
But then I took the Cowboys and I took the over, and neither hit. And I didn't open DraftKings after 7:30. So 7:30 p.m. So I opened the app back up today. Said my prayers to the gambling gods, and we ride. On this Bulls game tonight, and obviously we got some college basketball plays, I'm sure, as well, because that's what me and you like to do. And we are savoring the 3 football games we have left, while also just gearing up the college basketball up until baseball season. I'm excited.
And shout out to our guy Dustin, too, who said I lost so much money on the NFL this weekend. The vibes are still high, though, Cody, because you also learned that BetSync is back for the Action Network app, so you're going to be able to track all your bets. I was worried the heater was broken. We were really struggling there this past week. I had a future on a certain woman to win the Australian Open, and she lost in the first round. So that was a bad sign for the week. And no teasers hit. We were going 5 of 6 for a lot of them. All my Blackhawks bets just weren't working out. But yesterday, the Kings won the first period and end of regulation, plus 185. That hit. I took the Jamar Chase boost from plus 125 to plus 175 anytime touchdown scorer. And then I saw, there's a first-time touchdown scorer boost for plus 200. So why not just take Jamar Chase? What if he scores the first touchdown? So I won $160 on Jamar Chase scoring that first touchdown. And, hey, the heater's back on. So the vibes are high. We are feeling real good today on CHGO Bets Daily. Cody, let's get into the Bulls because tonight they're going to be at the United Center. They're going to be taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They are the winners of 2 straights. They are coming off a huge win in Paris. Our guys are back safely. Matt Peck, Big Dave, Will Gottlieb, Joey will all be doing the show from home today. A remote version.
Not Joey. He's off.
No, not Joey.
He gets extra days.
Joey gets extra days off. In credit to him. Nice. He deserves it. Well deserved.
Yeah.
But anyways, they'll be on later tonight. But what do you make of this matchup, especially from a betting standpoint?
The Bulls, they've won 3 in a row, right? They beat the Warriors.
2 in a row. This will be their 3rd if they win.
2 in a row. They won 2 in a row. My bad. They beat the Warriors, and then they went to Paris, and honestly just blew out the Pistons. I won a parlay from that game. Shout out to the Bulls. I'm 1-0 in my last 1 Bulls parlays. They're playing an Atlanta Hawks team that they've been in close games with. That's why the spread is 1 point. Home game. The Bulls are playing well right now. I'm riding with the Bulls tonight. Bulls money line, I think, is at minus 115. I'd rather take that than the 1 because if they only win by 1 point, then you push. And just give me the money line. That's my big bet for tonight. I do also have a parlay. I tweeted out a same game parlay. Do you want to hear the same game parlay, Sean?
Of course, Cody. It's a betting show.
Okay. So we're going Zach
That's what
LaVine.
We do.
We're going Zach LaVine over 24.5 points. I think over the last 10 games, he's averaging 27 points per game. Patrick Williams, 1 block. We're asking for 1 block from Patrick Williams. He had 2 blocks in the game against Detroit and against the Hawks this year. He's averaging 2 blocks per game. We're taking Trae Young over 7.5 assists. He's averaging 10 assists a game against the Bulls this year. And we're taking Trae Young over or 2+ threes. Yes, that's a tongue twister. 2+ threes. He has got to hit 2 threes. The Bulls are awful against they allow the opponents to shoot very high percentages at 3-point from 3-point, which we've talked about many times. So I love taking any opposing player threes. Obviously, we know Trae Young is going to jack them up. So I like him to hit 2 tonight. And then I'm taking DeMar DeRozan 4+ rebounds. He's averaging around 10 rebounds per game against the Hawks, which is wild. I know it's only been they've only played 2 games, so the averages are a little skewed. But I like
DeMar
him to do
is averaging over 10 boards a game against.
He's averaging 10. He's averaging 10 boards per game against the Hawks this year. Again, I think they've only played 2 games.
I will smash the under because there's just no way that's going to happen. I mean,
I'm taking it at 3. I'm taking it at 4. I just need 4, right?
And I think it's interesting just because the 2 matchups prior, one was an OT game. The Bulls won that one by 123-122. And then the other game was 110-108. So they've been high scoring as well. I mean, I don't know if that just leads to DeMar getting more rebounds and then leading to transition points. So I don't know if that's why the over's been hitting more, if these teams are allowing one another to run a bit. I'm with probably Lawrence, though. I'll probably smash the under on DeMar rebounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the actual line is for his rebounds. I want to say it was 5.5.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'll take it.
So again, he's averaging 10 in those 2 games. That's not the line. So again, I'm asking for 4.
Yeah,
if you don't
I see what you're doing. You're saying 4+. That's doable.
Yeah. Over under 5.5 at -115. So either, and it's both sides too.
I'll be honest, I would take the under 5.5, but at 4, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's averaging 10.5. I like 5.5.
You want to do
over.
You want to do a rebound. You want to do a rebound prop. I would, maybe Vooch might be the better play because he's averaging 13 boards.
Oh yeah, Vooch double-doubles moneymaker.
You know what I mean?
But here's the thing.
But
so
he's been doing it so often that the market continues to rise for him. The odds for him just to get 9 or not to go over 9.5 is plus or not plus, but -205 or something like that. So if you're gonna put that in a parlay, that's fine. I'm just I took this DeMar one because it's basically the same thing, and you need less. And he's stat stuffer, so I think that he can get the 4.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 2 games that he had, one was the 13. He grabbed 13 boards, and I'm not sure if this was the OT game or not. Yeah, it was. So he grabbed 13 in the OT game, and then the other one he grabbed 6 in a just a 48-minute game. Your point about Vooch though has been fair because I mean he's just been a boards machine. Onyeka Onwuka. I had this name down and now I'm gonna butcher it. Onyeka Okongwu. Thank you. Will be out is day to day, and Goran Dragic is day to day for the Bulls. But Onyeka is day to day for the Hawks. So maybe grabbing boards is easier for Vucevic. I'm just surprised that the Bulls are honestly favorite. I saw Will Gottlieb on Twitter too say, this 4-game stretch could turn the Bulls from 21-24 into 25-24, and he seemed fairly confident that the Bulls could do it. Seems like the toughest test here, but you are backing them on the money line, so we'll have to see. Just interesting on DeMar too. Alt rebounds 5+ is at -220. For him to get 6, it's at -115. For him to have 7+, it's at +185. So I do think over 5.5 is a pretty decent bet just because he's hit that number in the 2 games against the Hawks, and I don't know. That's it. I like it because it's happened before.
Again, I tweeted I tweeted the parlay out earlier this morning. You go follow me on Twitter at Cody_CHGO, and you can see it. Odds with the stepped up same game parlay boost came up to +650. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this 5-legger. I say that about every stupid 5-legger I come up with, but if I had to choose one that I'm a little scared about of these legs, it probably would be the Patrick Williams block.
It's just so random.
You never know. Yeah,
But
it's such a random one.
a lot of people like DeAndre Hunter over points today on Twitter. It's over 14.5 at -120. I do think Patrick Williams will probably be guarded up on Hunter. So if he's getting a lot of shots, maybe that just means more opportunities for Williams to get his paw, because again, that's his nickname. It's paw on one of those. Let's move on, and we'll go into some college basketball talk here. I don't have a ton of strong plays. I do think over for 14.5 for Hunter is fairly strong. Just seems like a lot of people do like that. And I do like your DeRozan or Vucevic rebound prop. I do think both of those guys have just been so consistent on the boards. Maybe take DeRozan points plus rebounds, because if he's going to be able to grab near 9 like he just did in the Detroit game, and if you're expecting him to go over 27, he should probably be able to clear. I think it's 34.5. So I do, now talking about it, it's actually over 32.5, so -115. I think I'm going to take that for DeMar tonight. Well, let's put 15 on that. Why not? 15 to win 28. And you could have fun betting on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Take your shot at turning buckets into big cash with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. They're our go-to for hoops action because of all the different props. You got points plus rebounds plus assists. You got points. You got alternate rebounds. You got alternate points. You got 5-leg same-game parlays. And right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose. If you are looking for a bigger payout, all you have to do is go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place your same-game parlay, and you can use your token to boost your same-game parlay. So download the app now and use code CHGO. New customers can bet just $5 in the NBA and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code CHGO only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. I'm itching to talk about college hoops here.
All
What
right.
you got for
well, I
me?
know you have the teaser. I have 3 plays, and I might do a teaser too related to 2 of these 3 plays. And I'll start with Kansas. I like Kansas money line. I got it plus 125, I believe. And that was when they were 2-point underdogs. Now it moved to 3. I don't understand why Kansas is an underdog. I understand they're on the road. They're at Baylor. Baylor's a great program. They're coming off a win against Oklahoma, and Kansas is coming off getting blown out at home to TCU. I had TCU plus 7, by the way, on Saturday. Easiest win of the day.
Nice.
But this is a great bounce back spot for Kansas. I mean, this Kansas team is no joke. They're a top 5 team in the country. And you're coming off getting blown out at home where they are like elite. Like they don't lose at home. I know they're on the road now, but I don't expect a Bill Self team to lay down 2 games in a row. I expect this game to be close. I kind of like the over.
I think this would be the 3rd time in Kansas history that they would lose 3 straight under Bill Self. 3rd time.
That's wild.
And he's been there for like 15 years.
Yeah. So as far as matchups, Baylor, they run their offense through guards. They get most of their offense through guards, and I just think that Kansas size and all of that stuff is just going to be able to withstand that in a way. I don't get it, and again, like it's not really disrespect to Kansas or Baylor. They're both great programs. It's tough to go into Baylor and win. But I just think this is a great spot to take Kansas as an underdog. I think I would hate myself if I don't do it. So whether you think they win or not, I think it's going to be close. I think if you get them at the 3, if you get them at the 3, great. I'm kind of hoping maybe it moves to 3.5, 4 for whatever reason.
I don't think so.
I don't think it will, but yeah, I'm gonna take Kansas money line, and I'm gonna take the spread. Just because this is just a great spot to get Kansas. Next up, Duke. Duke? I'm taking Duke money line.
Duke, Virginia Tech.
Duke and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has lost 6 or 7 games in a row, and I understand that Duke is not great on the road. They're 1-3 on the road. They haven't played well on the road. They lost at Clemson. They lost at Wake Forest, not by like 1 or 2 possessions, by like double digits. They only beat Boston College on the road by 1 point. So they have not played well on the road. And Virginia Tech, they're okay. They start off the season really hot, but again, they've lost like 6 or 7 in a row. I don't. Again, this is another spot that I don't understand. They're coming off a nice win over the weekend. Like I feel like I have to take Duke here.
This one is very odd because not only is Virginia Tech favored against Duke at home, This is the first time, and this is credit to Jim Root over at Three Man Weave of Field of 68. This is the first time that he could find that Virginia Tech is a favorite against Duke at home ever, and they're on a 7-game losing streak. I'm with you. The Kansas and Duke spots don't make a lot of sense to me tonight. I would be backing, and I honestly think it'd be smart to just parlay both of those teams winning, Kansas and Duke. Why not?
Right. Yeah. I mean, these were the 2 games I was talking about maybe doing a teaser on too, to get that extra, just in case it is close, and give me 2 or 3 possessions, right? But yeah, I don't understand why Duke is an underdog here.
Plus 340 for a Duke Kansas money line parlay.
I like it with the blue blood money line.
5 wins, 22.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Duke tonight. I think they have a good defense. I had the under on them and whoever the heck they played on Saturday. I can't remember who they played. And this is how Duke
Clemson plays.
No, it wasn't Clemson. They played someone at home. I can't remember off the top. Miami, yes, Miami. Thank you. And that game started out hot in terms of scoring, and then the Duke defense really locked in that second half, specifically in the last 10 minutes. I've said this before. I think this Duke team, we've seen Duke in the past where they're like a run and gun, high scoring type teams. This team can put some points up. I mean, they have the top recruiting class in college basketball, at least one of the top ones. But they played some defense, man. And Virginia Tech, as I've watched them, they can hit some, they can get hot from 3 and they can get cold. They can go through scoring droughts. I just think taking Duke here with the more talented players, the only thing that's going against them here is they're on the road, and they haven't lost at Virginia Tech since 2019. So I don't understand why Duke is an underdog. It screams a trap, but at the same time, just like what I said for Kansas, I'll hate myself if I don't take Duke here. So I'm going to take Duke and go to bed sleeping okay with myself with that factor. So that's my 2 blue blood bets. And I also like Oakland and Detroit Mercy over 155 just because these 2 teams, they give up so many damn points. They play fast. They just give up a ton of points. I love the over. I have no idea where the hell Oakland is. I don't care. That
Michigan.
Doesn't matter.
Come on, man.
That's where
Detroit,
they are.
Michigan. Right? Yeah.
Oh, so this is like a rivalry game, apparently. All right.
I don't know if it's a rivalry game. I don't know how close Oakland.
Well, they're both in Michigan, so they're both in Michigan, right? So
it has to be a rivalry.
It has to be an in-state rivalry here. So, yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of points, 80 points for both teams at least. So those are my 3 college basketball plays for tonight.
Well, I love it. And I do actually think they're pretty damn close. Auburn Hills is where Oakland is, when that used to be where the Palace was. So you'd assume that they're probably pretty close. I have all 3 of those games in my teaser town, so let's go. I love that overplay. I don't have the overplay, but I mainly love it because of Antoine Davis of Detroit Mercy. In the 5 games in 2023 that he has played, he is averaging 34.2 points. He is shooting 55.6% from 3. He's shooting 43% from 3, making 6 out of 13 shots from deep, and shooting 92 from the line. He's been ridiculous. But the thing is, when he doesn't score 30 points, they lose. He scored 29 and 27 to start off 2023, and they lost to Wright State in Northern Kentucky. I like Duke +7. I think that they could win, but give me the 7-point cushion. Why not? I like Kansas. I think they could win. Give me the 6.5-point cushion. Why not? Boston University, this line opened at 5 for Boston +5.5. It's been bet up to Colgate -7. So if the line was, I'm basically getting 7 points on this is how I'm looking at it with the teaser. Oakland +9, I think that they're going to be able to win, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, just because it really is, can Antoine Davis light up the scoreboard? And Oakland plays a pretty tough zone, so I do think Oakland keep it within a 9-point game. Norfolk State, I like them and a pick'em. They are a 5-point favorite on the road. I do think that they'll be able to just win that game. I don't know if they'll be able to cover against Morgan State, but I do think they'll be able to win. And then New Mexico on the road against Nevada, getting 8.5. I think New Mexico and the Patino squad can win that game. I do think New Mexico's pretty hot. And I like the Lobos
pretty decent
in that spot.
Mid-major school. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like the New Mexico plus 8.5. That's outside of Duke and Kansas. I do like that New Mexico one. Maybe I'll put that in my teaser.
Yeah, I think the teaser's. I think it's a good teaser day. I took a money shower. I manifested it today, and we're gonna. I've pictured it in my head. I've seen the 10 turn into 55 in my head. Ooh, there you go.
We're manifesting. We are manifesting. I've been trying to manifest first touchdown bets to win for weeks. If we have to start manifesting teasers to hit, I will do whatever it takes, Sean. Whatever it takes, man.
Why do you think Jamar Chase hit yesterday? I took a shower right before that game. Let's go, Cody. Come on.
Right,
you got to learn the ways.
Light some candles.
Light some candles. I'll send you the link to the soap. All right. Anyways, let's just go with some final picks here. Hey, Lawrence, Law Dog.
Yes, sir.
You see that bottom one? Tottenham money line plus 120.
Yeah, the scum.
I also have Tottenham money line plus 110. And hey, can you go back to the camera real quick?
No.
Can you go back to my camera? Just real quick. Real
Okay.
quick. 1-0 at halftime. Tottenham up. So let's go Spurs. Hopefully that cashes. That will be like $35 into the bank if Tottenham cashes there. Yes, they're not playing Arsenal, though, so I feel fine rooting for them.
Yeah, they lost to Arsenal last week.
And then Oakland money line.
Losers.
Like I said, I think that their zone could be pretty difficult to play. It seems like it's really Detroit Mercy's being pushed by Antoine Davis. I do think Oakland's a pretty good squad. They had a letdown recently. They were supposed to be able to cover, and they had a blip. I think, especially being a close game, now that we just learned that Auburn Hills and Detroit Mercy are so close, I do think that Oakland can win that game. So at plus 155, I think that's too juicy of a money line not to take. So those are my plays today, and I'm honestly feeling pretty good about it. We've been on a heater lately. I think I got too cute last week. Teasers are always tricky, especially with 6 teams, but I think we could probably at least go 5 or 6 on it. So I think it's worth the roll of the dice. But that's how I'm feeling today, Cody.
Awesome. I'm manifesting all W's for all of us tonight. A future side, I don't know about you, Sean, but I regret not hammering Bengals to win the Super Bowl before the game yesterday. And I honestly thought about doing it. And I didn't do it. And then the Bengals murdered the Bills. Yeah. And I think they can go into KC next week and win. And if they do that, I think they win the Super Bowl.
Well, it's such a tough game because that was the one I'm just looking at the lines like Kansas getting a point. Like I just feel Arrowhead is so much of an advantage.
Mahomes, his ankle. Joe Burrow's 3-0 against Mahomes. So what's
though? I mean, that's the thing. It's just like if anyone could go into Arrowhead and win, it's Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow just doesn't care.
Buffalo.
He doesn't blink.
Yeah.
But Buffalo had so many cracks. I mean, Kansas City's been just so consistent and solid this year. And it's just like they have Travis Kelce, and they can just score 3 touchdowns just by having Patrick Mahomes run right or run left, and then Travis Kelce's going to follow him and be open. Like they're just so efficient. It's just the one proteam that I think can match them is Cincinnati, just because they have so many playmakers. But it's like plus 100 on the money line for Cincy's not juicy enough. But also just 1 point on Kansas City side's not juicy enough. I don't know how to bet that game. I think it's just going to be I'm betting over and a lot of touchdown props.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that spread will change whenever it's like locked in that Patrick Mahomes is going to play, which I think everyone thinks it is. So maybe that spread won't move too much. But who knows? Maybe things change.
But then shouldn't we take, especially with the odds being minus 105? Like, isn't it worth putting a unit on the Chiefs spread just because if Mahomes is like officially cleared to play, he's probably worth at least 2 points, right? 2 to 3 points. This line might go up to 3. So you're at least getting 2 points here at almost near plus money. I think if you do like the Chiefs and Mahomes is playing, I mean, if he's coming back into the Jaguars game, he's playing in this game. I think it's smart to bet him now, especially at -1. I don't know if it's going to flip and just become a pick 'em. that'll be interesting to just watch this market, just because it is a game that I really do feel like it's a coin flip.
Yeah, I hammered the Bengals at plus 100 on the money line last night when I was laying in bed. So to see it at minus 105 now makes me feel pretty good. So again, I think we all think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a great game. I think there's going to be a lot of points. Either way, I think whoever wins that game is going to win the Super Bowl personally. But the NFC Championship game is going to be good too. And we're going to talk more about the NFL later in the week. But I just want to throw that out there that I regret not at least throwing a few bucks on Bengals to win the Super Bowl, because I bet those odds before winning that game against the Bills were super good, comparably to what teams were left, right? Like I looked at it last night. They're at like plus 250 to win the Super Bowl now. And before that game, I'm assuming they're at least, plus 500 or plus 450, something like that. So like, again, it's one of those woulda, shoulda, coulda, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you. Just because you brought up future bets, we'll just wrap up on this. I did want to look at tournament winners just for the NCAA, just because I think it is kind of a juicy time to get in on this. I was surprised to see Arkansas 50-1 to win the title. I understand they're dealing with two big injuries to Brazil and to Nick Smith, but Nick Smith's dad recently told the radio station, don't worry, my son's going to play. So if Nick Smith returns, we know that this guy could be a potential number 1 overall pick. I do like, especially with Eric Musselman, I think that they're possibly the best team in the SEC. I think he's one of the better coaches in the SEC. I like them at 50-1. That's $5 to win 255. I think that's really good value there. Marquette and St. Mary's are both top 10 KenPom teams. I don't think St. Mary's has enough to really
Mary's is not cutting down the nets.
Right. I don't think so. I would be surprised if Marquette does as well, but they have Kolick, right? And Shaka's been really proven before. Our guy Kay Wells, Marquette alum. I just think at 40-1, they're interesting. 5 to win 205 for both Marquette and St. Mary's, just because they're both top 10 KenPom teams. I just think it's very interesting that you can still get those teams for those values, because any other team in that range is, in the range to 25 to even 6-1. So I think that it's really great value to get those two teams at 40-1 if you're interested. Obviously, Lawrence isn't interested in St. Mary's, but maybe you'll be interested in Marquette.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm looking at it now since you brought it up. You can get Arizona plus 2,000. I said a few weeks ago, whether it was on Big Ten After Dark or on this show, that I think they're the best team in college basketball. They beat UCLA on Saturday, and they played UCLA's game, and they still beat them. And, I know they were at home. I know that in the NCAA tournament last year, they, underperformed. I think they made it to the Sweet 16, or it was either the second round or the Sweet 16 and then fell off. But I don't know. Watching that game against UCLA and seeing how they, honestly, the score was closer than it should have been. They had some bad turnovers in that last 2 minutes that made that game, the game score closer. But Arizona just looks like a team that is very good in all facets. The fact that Purdue's at like plus 1,000 over them is, I don't understand it. And I think Purdue's the best team in the Big Ten, but they just aren't playing teams that like Arizona is playing. And that's me giving the Pac-12 some flowers, because I just think that conference is better than the Big Ten right now. They don't have a Zach Edey, but they have a lot of really good players too.
Yeah, KenPom does kind of support the way that those odds are laid out, though. UCLA is 4th. Arizona sits at 15th, which is just behind Baylor, and St. Mary's and Marquette sit at 7 and 8. So that's just why, I don't mind. You've been on Arizona, and you've been on Arizona the entire year. I don't know if I love Kerr. I don't know if I love the team. I'm not sure if they have it, but I agree with you that they have more of it than St. Mary's to cut down the nets. So I will back you on that point.
Again, plus 2,000 ain't bad, man. Plus 2,000 ain't bad for a team that, honestly hasn't really, they lost to Washington State. I think they lost to Oregon too. Whatever, teams lose games, but to beat a UCLA team like the way they did on Saturday, I think it's telling. So again, it's still early. It's January. These odds are going to change a lot. But I think getting on them right now, plus 2,000, I don't see it going lower than that. So, I I could be wrong on that though. If they go on like a losing streak.
Yeah, but probably not.
Anyway,
I don't think so. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's CHGO Bets Daily. Feeling really good about our picks, and hopefully you tail us and win some money as well. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have Bricks with us to talk some Big Ten. His team is now number 1 again. So we will talk to Bricks about his Purdue Boilermakers. And
I love that you're just calling him Bricks now. That's amazing.
Why not? I mean, that's who he is. He's our brick guy. He's our guy who lays bricks, brick by brick. And we'll talk a little bit about your Illinois Fighting Illini as well. We'll recap Northwestern. They're surprisingly favorites at home against Wisconsin tonight. If I can mobily,
I don't think it's mobily, but I like the way you said that.
Mobily bet Wisconsin at plus 118 on the money line.
Mobily. There's no second B in there.
Mobily.
Mowgli is from the Jungle Book.
If I could bet on Wisconsin money line on my phone, I would.
There you go.
Anyways, that's going to do it for CHGO Bets Daily. That's Cody Delmendo. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Thank you to Law Dog for producing the show. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 5:30 for Big Ten After Dark. Talk to you when we're millionaires. Goodbye.